Alright guys, so the rear suspension is pretty much done. All you gotta do is slap in the sway bar links there, but I had to disconnect the brake calipers to droop the axle all the way down to get those springs in. It was kind of a pain, but making sure the upper insulator was lined up with the spring index and all that good stuff. And I lined up on the bottom perch, got the control arms in. You're gonna torque those bolts once the axle gets raised up to ride height, sitting on its own weight. Got the shocks bolted in, ready to go. Jack bar bracket all torqued down. Got the holes drilled out for that, bolts in, painted up so we don't get any rust. So that looks really good. All turned out really well. Pretty happy with it. Pretty simple, easy install. So pretty much done. Got to slap the sway bar links in and be good to go. Tighten down those control arm bolts and all that good stuff, and get ready to throw the tires on. Show you guys how it looks once we get it out of the garage. Kind of show perspective. Still kind of hard to see in this garage. Not a lot of space and the lighting's bad, but yeah, that's it. And going to throw the fenders on, but yeah, let me see. Probably have to show you guys out in the light what the suspension's looking like. Got the fenders in the back. I'm gonna pop those on real quick and be good to go. Alright guys, the lift on the rear is completely done. Got everything all good to go. Now we're dropping it. There we go. Boom, on the ground. NTCs on the bolts, which resulted in the threads getting really packed. So when I went to put the new bolts in, brand new hardware, grade 8, worked on the other wheel over there, it went in fine, but they started to cross thread. So I was like, oh no, not a good idea. So backed them all out before it was too late. Got my tap and die set right there, chasing all the threads one by one with this set right there. So hopefully it'll be nice and clean, ready to go. All right, so I got the tires on, got to go around, tighten all those bolts, and you know, get the ring nice and seated all the way evenly in a star pattern, you know, obviously not too tight. And then we'll go around with the torque wrench and you know, torque them to spec. So play it safe and do it all with the right techniques and all that good stuff. But just got to get the bolts started for now, and it's already looking really good. I'm really liking it. So coming out, turning out really good. Paint turned out really nice. All right guys, finally done with all 4. It was a huge pain to tap all those threads out. Yeah, so that's something I'm kind of learning with these methods here. They're a little different, you know, with the hardware that they use and then the threads. So that was a little challenging, you know, getting all those threaded out. So definitely not my favorite, especially since they're threaded into the actual wheel. You can't really remove the threads like you can on ATX slabs or spider locks, whatever. So I do love how they look, how they came out, the dimensions of them, the weight, all that good stuff. And there's the Gladiator ready for its new shoes. So just pumped them up full of air at about 25 psi, and we'll be ready to slap these puppies on. Don't know if it's gonna fit in the garage with the tires on with the added lift height, so might pull in half of it, do the front two, then back it in, do the other two, see how it goes. But yeah, here they are, guys. This is final product. A little dirty from the threads, but yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely happy with how they came out. Alright guys, here we are. Gladiator is on 40's, front and rear. Got a cool little, got some light on it in here and all that, but this is what we're seeing right now. And show you guys a better view, you know, probably somewhere like a gas station or probably tomorrow in the daytime, but this is it. And it is insane, guys. Like, it is huge. I don't know if it's just being like the JL body style or what, but you can see at the top barely fits in the garage. It's just like the whole front end is like so narrow and skinny. I don't know, it looks so much higher, and like it I think like the hood comes up to my chest, and I'm like 6 foot, so it's pretty insane. Definitely love how the wheels came out. Like the orange on the inside right here looks really good, and having no wheel spacers looks perfect as well. Perfect stance, not too much, not too little. Don't really think it rubs a whole lot. Didn't really turn it full lock completely, but it's doing pretty good. You know, obviously you can tell a difference of having 40-inch tires, but having a lighter weight B-lock compared to some, and then a lightweight 40-inch tire helps a lot too with overall power, steering, braking, all that good stuff. So it's really cool, guys. Looks really good, the fenders and everything, so really happy with it. Just got to get a bumper, upgrade the steering. What's up, guys? I'm out here with the Gladiator right now, and we are just chilling. I'm just checking everything out after installing all the stuff this past weekend. It's been driving pretty nice, but you know, could be better, so there's always room for improvement. Got to stay creative, and got to always be thinking of what we're going to add next. So it's pretty cool, just out here chilling with it, kind of going over everything that's been done. Been so busy working, so I really haven't had the time to kind of sit down and look at everything. So, you know, other than just making sure everything's solid and safe. So okay guys, here we are out in the light. This is probably about a week after everything. Just been driving up to work, of course, you know, the old daily commute, and it's been doing really well, you know, for the amount of time that we did everything in, and you know, what we have invested in it. It did really well, you know, in terms of how it drives and all that good stuff. So just how the Gladiator's set up is really nice. You know, having the max tow package and all that really does help, and it's pretty good setup to get started out on. And then also the suspension, having a full, you know, 4.5-inch Skyjacker kit, that really helps a lot. Definitely could be better. You know, eventually over time we'll replace control arms, track bars, you know, stuff like that, add to it and make it even better with different stuff. I'm gonna give you guys like a little close-up here. It's still not the best lighting, but you can see like the wheels and stuff like that a lot better out here right now. You can see the shock's pretty good, and then the control arms obviously. So it's a pretty cool setup. You know, the shock is mounted in a pretty interesting, unique place like that. You can see the track bar raised bracket here in the rear. Had to drill those holes there for that, not a big deal. Sway bar links, looks pretty fancy just right off the bat, I guess, if you're just kind of walking up to it. So definitely need to do some kind of flip steer kit, you know, drag length flip kit, raise the track bar along with that. Get the front end a little bit more solid, because it drives really straight and smooth. until you get to about 55, 60 miles per hour. Once you get up to that speed, it starts to be pushed around a little bit more, I guess you could say, especially by the wind and stuff. And you know, a really beefy steering stabilizer or hydro assist would definitely help with the weight of the tires. So, you know, that's always a factor in daily driving. And then flip steer for the roll center of gravity. So having the drag link flipped up to be more horizontal with the axle there, that'll definitely help a lot, you know, in terms of stability. It's a starter kit, so we do have some more work to do, and we just kind of have to make do with what we have for right now. So there's a wink link right here, so it might snap at that axle disconnect. That might be an issue in the future. I don't know if they make a truss kit for that. Probably so. Let's see, C-gussets. I don't know, man. These look pretty beefy, especially compared to the JK. And then you have the aluminum knuckles, which is really nice. Those look really nice and stout. But, you know, this is like the first time for us really seeing all this. So, you know, we don't really have a ton of experience in all this yet. This is just kind of going off of first impressions, guys. So keep that in mind. And then obviously being the max tow package with the wide heavy duty Dana 44s, you know, right here you can see the axle tube is actually longer if you compare it to a JL. So the axle, you know, gonna stick out more. So don't have to have wheel spacers, which keeps all this closed up nicely. A lot healthier on the wheel bearings, hubs, ball joints, stuff like that. So that is really good. Love that so much. So that helps out a lot. The lift height, the tire size, the stance width, how it sticks out, you know, with the fenders and all that, I think it's perfect. Don't really plan on changing it. Do have to do something with the fenders. I really do actually like these sport fenders when they're separated like this, but we do need to get a support bracket with a light kit right here. So to stay legal and to hold that up from flopping around would definitely be the move here soon.